Right, so I've had some issues with Evri, with receiving a parcel that's come from Japan. It's a tiny little parcel. It's basically a small electrical item, and it's made it all the way to London in good time, and then it's come to Bolton Evri depot, according to the tracking information on my app. Um, all in good time, made it up there, and then I requested it to be dropped off in a locker so I could collect it in my own time. It's normally a straightforward process with other delivery companies. I've never had an issue. This happens to be the first time I've ever chosen to choose a locker with Evri. Most other times I've just allowed it to go to a shop to collect. I just thought I'd try it out. Maybe it's a bit daft of me to choose this option with a valuable parcel, which is going to incur return fees if it has to be returned, which it's looking that way. Um, so as it stands, I've had a few days off work, so I was able to attend the depot where it passed through, local depot that is, in Bolton, in Wingates, which is off the A6, sort of West Auckland direction. So I've turned up there this morning and I've explained the situation, as I've already done online numerous times. So for the last 10 days, I've had to communicate via a chat bot and a few emails that have taken quite some time, usually 24 hours for a reply. The problem with the emails is the response I'm getting is that it almost seems like it's a automated response, but there's somebody's name there to make out that someone's written it, typed the email response. But for some reason, the simple request that I've asked for is a locker code access number, and the response I'm getting with the email is completely different to my question. It's something along the lines of, "We apologise for your parcel not arriving," which it has arrived. It's in the locker, and second to that, I've had that confirmed verbally by every staff member at the depot that, according to their tracking information, which matches mine on my app, it has been sent to the locker, and it's the second occasion over the last sort of 8 to 10 days where it almost got returned to sender, but then it must have been flagged on the system for it to be reattempt delivery, so it got sent back to the locker. It's really confusing, like, because part of the system works, but not in favour of the customer. So you can see where the item's being tracked to, where the current location is, the current status, but without the access code, you can't do anything. So basically, I've attended the locker in person, and I've gone through the options on the screen, and the help option doesn't help you at all. There's nothing you can do. You're basically left with no option. There's nothing you can do. So you just get, it's just like ping pong. You just get going around in circles. You go online, you email, you go through the chat bot, you go through the same automated responses, and one of the daftest thing is, one of the automated options is locker code required. I've selected that every time on the chatbot, and the response I've been given is nothing to do with the access code. So according to the member of staff in the depot at Evri this morning, there was a driver by the name of Manuel who's no longer available. I'm assuming he's gone on holiday or God knows what, or it was a made up, I don't know, made up information, who was the last person to drop that parcel off. And for whatever reason, between him and whoever dropped it off the first time, failed to send a locker code, which is supposed to, you'd assume, be an automated response to the customer's email. Well, I haven't received that. All my correspondence information is correct on the app, so my email and my phone number are up to date, and I'm receiving the updates, as in the tracking updates. So they've got the correct information on my app. So surely it'd match up with the delivery driver's system if he's to leave the code for the customer. But for whatever reason, he's either not followed through the process correctly, or not familiar with it, or purposefully, neglectfully not done what he's supposed to do to enable the code to be sent to the customer, myself. It's like banging your head on a brick wall with Evri. The customer service is pretty much non-existent. So you're left to an automated system which states that there's staff available between the times, I think it's 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. throughout the week. And then they state that there's a messaging automated system after that. Actually, in actual fact, the automated system is the only system who you end up on the phone to. There's no option to talk to anybody. There's only a few options, and what's advertised on Google for the contact number, it's the same number whichever depot you look at. And if you type in Evri HQ, or Morley is the HQ, Morley by Leeds, and it's the same number. So you're left with an automated system, whatever you do. And according to the people at the depot, the local depot sorting office where the parcel went through, they're not even part of the same company. So they operate within Evri's warehouse, but they don't have no information to get you through to the department that could help you with an access locker code number, even though they're the ones who state that they deal with the drivers who go on those runs daily and nightly. They're dealing with the parcels, they're dealing with the individuals who are on these deliveries, but they are not able to contact the drivers on the runs, and they're not able to contact the department who would be able to give you an access code. So even though, inverted commas, Evri claims to give you an answer, a suggested automated answer regarding locker code required as an option, they don't give you that response. The topic they respond with is nothing to do with what you request. It's like they don't comprehend your problem. So here I am anyway, going round in circles, and the only option I feel like I've got is to physically be present at the locker on the day that it's collected. But I don't know that day. I don't know what day it's going to get collected. So really, that's impossible. I've got work to attend. I can't do that. So it looks like the parcel's going to be returned to sender. So the other thing they suggest is communicate with the sender. Well, the sender is in Japan, happens to speak very good English. I've reiterated these issues to him or her, and that person has said that, according to him, Evri destroys the parcels and doesn't return them. So therefore, there won't be a reimbursement from the sender. If anything, possibly eBay may reimburse me. I don't know. But it's ridiculous. I mean, a company dealing with as many parcels as Evri, in brackets, Hermes, and yet there's zero interface for customer service. There's just nothing. And it's I mean, I mustn't be the only one. I've had the only similar situation I've seen is when I've gone on Threads and I've seen a small handful of people who've had the same issue as myself, and nobody's had a solution. Now, in the past, there was an option to get through. You could cheat the automated system and get through to somebody to speak to by tracing a successful parcel you've received recently, which gave you an option to discuss it, and it would follow through to speaking to somebody. I've attempted that and it no longer works. So yeah, anyway, that's the culmination of the events, and basically it doesn't look like I'm going to receive the parcel. But yeah, for anybody else who's in a similar situation, or anyone who's had success in this situation, please feel free to comment, suggest anything that might maybe have help, or maybe this will be have helped somebody else who's in the same situation, so they know they're not the only ones going through this same issue. It's ridiculous, you know. Anyway, that's all. Thanks.